and magnesite. So, oh boy. So, Disney is dealing with some more backlash because of a new superhero named Captain Durag. Now, to the majority of African Americans watching this video or just hearing that or just knowing about that, if you just were to tell us Disney's under backlash for a new black superhero named Captain Durag, the majority of us can figure out why. Okay? The whole black guy with the durag is a stereotype. Depending on how you're looking at it, it's a negative stereotype. Now, I remember coming up, and if you look at, like, for example, okay, I ran into an issue with wearing my durag because at one time I wore waves a lot, and the way I would do my hair, and black men know this, you know, you wet the hair a little bit, you put your wave pomade in there or your wave grease or whatever, you brush the waves, you put the durag on. And I figured out it would always take me around a half hour for my hair to dry perfectly, and I remove the durag to show the pristine waves. Okay? So sometimes when I was going places, I would still have it on and take it off by the time I got there, or maybe I'd get there a little early, still have 15 minutes to dry, because I wait, and then I'll take it off. I was dating this one chick whose parents were highly colorist. And they already had an issue with me because I wasn't light-skinned like them. And they had an issue that I wasn't raised Baptist like they were. I was raised Jehovah's Witness, so that was a problem too. So, I also grew up downtown in the projects, so that was a problem too. So it was just all these strikes I kept racking up with them. So one day I came over, I had the do-rag on. And I remember the mom having a problem with it and saying something to her about it. And he looks like a hoodlum coming up here, tell him not to wear that around here like that. And I'm like, like literally it has a function. And that's what people forget about. It literally has a function. Now, some black men have worn it as a fashionably for specific reasons. And during that time, that was the 90s. But even earlier, in the 80s, I noticed that there were certain guys that were hanging around on the corner that would wear the do-rag all day. So a lot of these guys that were always getting in trouble, certain hoodlums, maybe gang members, they were wearing them. And it's kind of come in and out of fashion in certain waves in the black community, but with how it's worn and what it represents and this and that. So because it is a stereotype, black people don't want to see it. That's what I'm getting from this. Now, for me to give a full review and everything on it, I would have to see the show but apparently Disney has removed the whole series from YouTube. That's what I've been reading, scrolling, like, they removed every episode because of the backlash. And I was like, oh, well, I don't know if I'll be able to see it. Maybe I could find it somewhere. Now, sometimes stereotypes really work in entertainment. When you look at something like Boondocks, you know what I'm saying, where they're teaching you a lesson, but making it funny, and pearl clutching at the same time. You got something like Black Dynamite. That's stereotype, but it's, you know what I mean? It's parody. At the same time, the stuff in there where they are teaching you stuff, you know what I mean? Like the whole funny part about but Black Dynamite, I sell drugs in the community. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, and you got even like on other sides, like Stone Cold Steve Austin. He is not a good stereotype of Southern white men. He's not. He drinks, he cusses, he's always fighting. He has no respect for nobody. But it worked as entertainment, you know. But there were a lot of people that had a problem with him. A lot of white people, a lot of Bible Belt people had a problem with that negative stereotype. Especially when he said the whole Austin 3:16, because they felt like he was being blasphemous and sacrilegious. So I'm getting why people have an issue with this. To me, if someone just says, I want to kind of make a character called Captain Durag, I personally would think it was silly. But I'd have to see where they were going with it before I'd be like, no. Because like I said, certain stereotypes work for entertainment and are really good and funny. Some come across so bad. It's all in the execution. That's the thing. It's all in the execution of how you do it. I remember when the Boondocks really got popular, people... I remember someone saying in an interview, and it probably might have been the creator, but it said something about, Uncle Ruckus was like the most popular character on the show. But they didn't want people to lose sight of what he represented. Like, as funny as he is, and as entertaining as he is, he's put in there to teach you a certain aspect of the black culture and why certain black men and women actually behave like him. He's an exaggeration of those type of people. You know what I'm saying? No one wants to be an Uncle Ruckus. You know what I'm saying? So it's but the way he is, the way they do it, he's just so funny. Like, the reality of it is, like, when I saw the Chappelle Show skit, Rick James, that was him. Okay? It seems like every person so there's people that are really outlandish like that. Like, if you listen to Charlie Murphy tell the story, he said he liked him because he was mad ninja-ish, which was right up his alley. Listen, what made the Rick James episode so funny to black people is we know at least one dude like that. And Rick James was bravado of that type of guy, man. It was so funny. In reality, it ain't that funny, but it is funny at the same time. But that's a real life, representation of a situation where you got a dude that's a stereotype that's just hood, disrespectful, fighting, talking trash, drinking, just, you know what I'm saying? So, I'm going to see if I can find the episodes of this. And, if I can, and I do watch them, I'll give you an update on what I think of it. The problem is, if it's put out by Disney with the past few years, especially since around 2019, they've been offending a lot of people, pissing people off. So I'm gonna flip a coin on whether, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? It's like, when I watch it, is it real? I'm feeling like from their track record, it is going to offend me, but it might not. You know what I mean? Post your comments down below. Let me know what you all think of the situation. Have you seen it? Let me know. 10 million subscribers. Woo!